This is for the men out there, and it's a tough question if you're going to be honest with yourself. But someone once said to me, if your daughter brought home a boyfriend like you, would you be happy? And I thought, yeah, that'd be great, but I think the more I think about it, maybe not actually. Anyway, it was with that sort of thought in my mind that I was actually asked to give a sex ed talk to a bunch of teenagers in a boarding school in Switzerland. And what I had was about 30 kids, probably about a dozen different nationalities, several different languages, and all the major religious faiths covered. And I'd never spoken about the subject with anyone before, but because I'm a nurse, the school thought, oh yep, you can do anything along those lines, and I can't. But I thought I'd mess with the kids a bit. And I wanted them to look at I wanted to try and avoid going down the moral route, though we did in the end, but I wanted them to look at sex or relationships as a doctor or nurse looks at a patient, which is when you go to hospital, we don't do a lot of healing. Often your body does the healing and we support it. And a great example is asthma. We don't cure your asthma, we just help with the symptoms and your body gets over it eventually. But with these kids there, I wanted them to equate less risky and more risky behaviour with actually it coincides with moral behaviour, by the way, but we'll leave that for now. But just wanted them to think about when we see a patient at hospital and they go home, we look at risk factors. We say, okay, what are the risk factors or things that we can do to increase your chances of something of good happening, like good health, or what could give you worse outcomes? Risk factors, I'm talking about diet, exercise, alcohol, drugs, smoking, all those things, and your weight and all those things. And people can clearly see these are, risk factors that, we need to do something about. So I said to the kids, I said to them, if I went to a bar in town and kissed 20 girls, am I more or less likely to get the kissing disease? And they were like, what the hell, sir? There's a kissing disease? Got their attention. A couple of kids says, oh my God, they're never going to kiss a girl again, but it's quite funny actually. Anyway, and then I said, what if I went to town and met a girl and we got to know each other, exchanged phone numbers, and over time, got to know them, trust them, find out about them, share, and then got to kiss her. More or less likely to get the kissing disease. Well, common sense says probably less chance, of course. But what this boiled down to was life basically, or sexual health, I suppose, is about more or less risky behaviour. And we ended up talking about relationship and the purpose of relationship. Well, there's all sorts of reasons behind it. But I think one of the big things I'd sort of got through to the kids was it's about protecting you, protecting her, and protecting, and in addition to the physical side, there's the emotional protection. Because, we always talk about contraception, but there's no contraception for your emotions. And, in my years working with children in schools, I've seen many hurt people, not just the girls, the boys as well. And no, maybe not hurt physically, but emotionally in pretty bad ways. So we ended up going down that path there, and some of the boys naturally like to think they're tough and staunch and macho, and that's good, it's normal. But I just wanted to let them think. And so I told them especially the boys who are making the most noise and having a laugh. I said to them what was said to me. If you had a daughter, and all the kids wanted to saw themselves being a father one day, would you like your daughter to go out with someone like you? And that made some think. The room went quiet briefly, and they put some thought into it. Now, I'm not going to go into what else we talked about, but I put that out there to, I suppose, the woman as well. But because I only ever really spoke to the men, except for one occasion when I was tricked into talking to the girls. Anyway, apart from that, just think to yourself, that is that question. Would you be happy if your daughter dated someone like you? Maybe not you as you are now, as your more mature, responsible, good self, but as you were back then 20 years ago or more. And I don't know if I really have a point here. I just thought it's an interesting observation that that I had, and I thought I'd share it with the students. Yeah. Anyway, thoughts would be welcome. Yeah.